Well, this is quite interesting. So we got Meitalia, aka Tata, who was a part of 90 Day Fiance in one of the previous seasons with her then husband, or now husband, shall I say, James. But you see, she decided to upload this post stuff in particular where she says, smiling like everything's okay, because what else am I gonna do? In the caption, it does say in the video, POV, pretending I'm fine because mental breakdowns don't pay the bills. Now, listen, at first you're thinking maybe this is just one of her typical reels because she does upload reels from time to time where she's kind of having a little bit of banter, a little bit of joking, or just doing something just to keep the algorithm going. But here's the thing though, when you then come across James's account, he then uploaded something else around pretty much the same time. So let's get into it. James then decided to upload this one. Literally, I believe he uploaded this an hour just before Meitalia then uploaded hers, because hers was 14 hours ago, his is 15 hours ago. The only difference is between his and hers is that she allowed the comments to be open, but nobody's picked up on it just yet until now. Well, at least I'm picking up on it now. And as you can see, James, it says, think about your actions and think about the consequences. Nothing is worth losing someone that truly loves you. And of course, hashtag actions speak louder than words. I am an idiot. Don't hurt people. Now here's the thing. Here's something else that was also noticed, or has been noticed, shall I say, within these posts between the two. As I go back to her page itself in particular, you're going to notice that there is something that has changed. Something that is now changed, so therefore someone is now missing from these posts. Now, originally speaking, there were posts that was here and pictures that involved both of the pair together. But now we are seeing that somehow, miraculously, well, so far as we go down, there are no posts here showing herself with James, which therefore does indicate the title of the video that these two look like as if they may have gone their separate ways due to the fact that she is talking about, let's go back to the beginning, she's talking about pretending I'm fine because mental breakdowns don't pay the bills, as well as also saying smiling like everything's okay because what else am I going to do? Well, this is where it gets quite interesting, doesn't it, folks? And obviously, all the indications are now pointing towards the fact that her and James just may not be together anymore. Okay, because there's too much evidence as we can see in front of our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, when it comes to the aspect of following each other, that's where things well, let's just see what happens when we type in the name or look for the name James, because usually when we see that two people are no longer following each other, that's usually the indication to show us that guess what, maybe these two people are no longer together, because why else have they decided to unfollow each other? And as you can see here, there is no mention of Meitalia or Tata following James, which therefore adds more suspense to the situation. Obviously, with this one itself in particular, this obviously, as you know, guys, in case you don't know, when it comes to you making your Insta stories, you can make your Insta stories into a folder, which is why he still exists here. For this image to disappear, I'm pretty sure you have to get rid of the whole story, which I'm assuming you wouldn't want to do because there's a lot of history, that's a lot of memory, sorry, that's going to involve this part of in particular. So this here is something that nobody should pay attention to. But let's just go back to James's account. So as we now go back to James's account itself in particular, okay, we are seeing, of course, the post that he has made, and obviously so far, apart from this post, as you can see, these posts here contest of himself, obviously enjoying the outdoors of whichever location that he has been at, okay. Obviously, as you can see, there's only been one post of him and his wife, or maybe his ex-wife to be, but obviously here you can see there's a continuity of a lack of photos of them together apart from this one as well, and I believe this one could be her as well. But of course, I'll say this from a man's point of view, when it comes to breakups, us men are very lazy to go through our social media platform to delete pictures. Half the time the women do straight off the bat, and sometimes we just do it whenever we feel like doing it. So to be honest with you, that's why I say that there's probably still, obviously posts of her being on it purely because as a man, we're in no rush to do that, because why would we be? But at the same time, though, he definitely was in a rush to let us know that think about your actions and think about the consequences. Nothing is worth losing someone that truly loves you. So this indicates to me that clearly there's something that she has done on her side that has put him in this position to be like, okay, you know what? We're going to have to call it quits. So it seemed to me as if James is the one that has left Tata if they have obviously officially broken up, especially given the fact that he also does use the hashtag actions speak louder than words. And I am not, or he says I am an idiot, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to say I am not an idiot. Or unless he's saying he's an idiot because he believed the things that she said, but she never actually put the actions towards what she said. And obviously says don't hurt people. Obviously referencing, I'd imagine, don't hurt me, and I guess maybe don't hurt other people around due to your actions, because you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. Now, when it comes to searching if he still follows Tata, to be fair, I haven't actually checked his page stuff in particular, but we're obviously here. We obviously have a look. I mean, well, on his side, he is still following her. Okay, but at the same time, though, I would say this just from a man perspective, it does take a man a little bit longer to unfollow a woman as well as to undo any pictures of her, because we're just a lazy specimen. And to be fair, most of the time we're too busy thinking about our jobs, how are we gonna continue to survive in this world. But again, though, the only things that says that maybe these two may not be broken up and they may be going for a break is due to the fact that he obviously still has images of her despite what I've said, and also still does follow despite what I said. But at the end of the day, on her side, she has shown it 1000% that she's no longer following him. She has removed pretty much all posts or all existence of him, at least from what we saw and what I have investigated so far. So it seems to me as if she's in that position now where she's leading that conversation of saying that, yeah, me and him are done. And I can't waste my time having mental breakdowns because I gotta now find a way to make money so I can make sure I can pay the bills that I need to pay for whatever she needs to pay for, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, with him on the other hand, he has made a far much more direct comment, really, really explaining kind of like what's gone down. But hey, obviously, I'm assuming myself and anyone else who watches this video that's also a creator will obviously now keep tabs on James, whether or not he would then at some point decide to unfollow Tata or not. But the good thing, well, not the good thing, but the other thing that I will say is that if they are going through a rough patch, there is a potential chance that they may, okay, still be together purely because she has not blocked him. Okay, and also on top of that, obviously he hasn't changed this just yet. But then again, though, this is him giving credit to a song that these two have on here, so I guess he's still showing his respects in that regard. So that's cool stuff. That's cool stuff. And of course, at the same time, maybe he's trying to portray himself as the good guy in the relation, in the good guy in the situation, and yeah. Nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below. I do feel like we've got enough evidence here to really have that conversation of what we think. But as of right now, I personally gonna go down and saying that it looks to me as if these two have either one completely broken up or they may be going for a rough patch and they decided to have a break. But then again, a break to me is a breakup, because if you need to go on a break in a relationship, then that tells me how much you two don't have that best. It tells me how your communication style in your relationship is not good at all, to the point that you have to have a break from each other. That is not good. And also, let's be real, when people have a break, if one or both go and end up meeting other people, dating other people, sleeping with other people, that then also, can definitely cause even more of a cluster F in the situation. So breaks for me, they're not a good idea. If you're gonna go on a break, just break up. It's that simple. Imagine, I mean, like relationships are not like a game, like a video game where you can just press pause and you go to the toilet. They're not like a TV show where you have a commercial, an advert where you can just go quickly get some refills. No. A relationship is something that you do all the time, and you work at it and you work at it until you can't anymore. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.